Good evening, everyone. It is the Monday of Holy Week, April the 6th, and it is a quiet time of day as it is almost 8:30 in the evening. I had wanted to delay a little bit because I wanted the candle to show up. Candles have been used in the church for centuries, not just for light, but often to represent the presence of God's Spirit. The readings for the Monday of Holy Week are talking about the coming of God's Messiah, God's servant. The reading from Isaiah 42, the first 9 verses, is in fact about the servant whom God will raise up. God says, "Here is my servant, whom I uphold, my chosen, in whom my soul delights. I have put my spirit upon him. He will bring forth justice to the nations. He will not cry or lift up his voice or make it heard in the street. A bruised reed he will not break, and a dimly burning wick he will not quench. He will faithfully bring forth justice. He will not grow faint or be crushed until he has established justice in the earth, and the coastlands wait for his teaching. Thus says God, the Lord, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spread out the earth and what comes from them, who gives breath to the people upon it, and spirit to those who walk in it. I am the Lord. I have called you in righteousness. I have taken you by the hand and kept you. I have given you as a covenant to the people, a light to the nations, to open the eyes that are blind, to bring out the prisoners from the dungeon, from the prison those who sit in darkness. I am the Lord, that is my name. My glory I give to no other, nor my praise to idols. See, the former things have come to pass, and new things I now declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them." The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. I like that bit in verses 2 and 3 about, he will be a gentle servant. He will not cry out, lift up his voice, make it heard in the street, and he will not break a bruised reed, and a dimly burning wick he will not quench. Sometimes we feel like everything is just yelling at us. Everything is just screaming at us. Our world is just a cacophony of noise. And we feel beaten down, broken down. We feel like if we had any light in us, it's just smoldering and smoking, like this wick will be when I blow it out. The wick won't be burning, it'll just have a little ember at the center of it, and that will eventually go out. But God is saying that the servant that he will raise up won't quench that. He won't, oh, you're almost done. The way Bugs Bunny always would put out the fuse on the dynamite. He won't break the bruised reed, the one that has been struck and has almost fallen down. He won't snap it off to get it out of the way. Instead, he will go to them, and he will give them strength, and he will give them compassion, and he will show them his love and how much he cares for them. As we enter this Holy Week, we know that we will not be gathering at the end of the week to remember Christ's Passover, to remember Christ's crucifixion, to remember his resurrection as a people coming together to be together in his sight. We will be in our homes. We'll be behind our locked doors. We'll be watching on our screens. But that's okay, because God is with us. God's compassion is always with us. And while the servant that he was talking about was Jesus, ultimately, the one he would empower, the one he would bless and send to the world to die on its behalf, for each of us, God is with us. And God has a word of assurance for us. God has a light, however small it may be, that shines within each of us. And when we join our lights together, we all shine brightly together for him. So let's just say a word of prayer for this, shall we? Lord, as we walk through this Holy Week, as we walk through this week where we are struggling with so many things in our world, we know that you are with us. We trust that your Spirit is with us. We hear your word as it speaks to us. Bless and be with us and give us comfort and give us peace in our souls. And remind us that Jesus did not come to only lift up the strong. In fact, he went to the weak. And the weak were the ones that he raised up and touched and showed your love to. Lord, whether we feel weak or strong, be with us now and help us to just put our feet forward one step at a time through Jesus, your Son, and the power of the Spirit that came through him. Amen. So God bless, and we will see you tomorrow for Holy Tuesday, taking another step along this final road to the cross before Good Friday and Easter.